Imagine waking up one morning and discovering that every step feels like you're trying to climb a mountain. Your legs wobble, burn, and tremble. Even though you haven't injured yourself, you brush it off at first, thinking it's just fatigue or stress. But what if the real culprit isn't your age or lack of exercise, but the very snacks and supplements you trust to keep you healthy? That mid-afternoon candy bar, the pill you pop for overall wellness, or the convenience meal you grab on the go might be quietly sabotaging your muscles, draining precious strength and flexibility from your legs. In the next few minutes, we're going to pull back the curtain on common foods and vitamins that, despite their good reputations, can accelerate muscle breakdown, disrupt circulation, and fuel inflammation. We'll explore why refined sugars act like tiny saboteurs in your bloodstream, how certain fats literally choke off oxygen to muscle tissues, and why overdosing on even healthy vitamins A and D can leave you stiff and sore. More importantly, you'll learn practical swaps, simple ingredient changes, smart supplement choices, and hydration hacks that empower you to reclaim control over your body. Stay with me as we dive into real-life stories of people just like you, grandparents, retirees, and fitness enthusiasts, who turned their weakness into newfound vitality by making small but impactful adjustments. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear roadmap: what to ditch, what to embrace, and the exact steps to keep your legs strong, steady, and ready for anything life throws your way. Let's get started on transforming your daily routine into a leg-strengthening powerhouse. 1. The hidden sugar trap. Most of us know sugar tastes irresistible. Think of that creamy slice of cheesecake or the comforting sweetness of a candy bar. But after 60, too much refined sugar can become a silent bully to your muscles and joints. Here's why. When you consume simple sugars, your blood glucose levels spike rapidly. To bring them back down, your body releases insulin. But frequent surges over time lead to insulin resistance. That means your muscle cells struggle to absorb glucose efficiently, leaving them starved of fuel. The result? Leg muscles feel tired, heavy, and unresponsive, even after short walks. Moreover, high blood sugar triggers a cascade of inflammatory chemicals called cytokines. These tiny messengers roam through your bloodstream and settle in muscle fibers and joint linings, causing redness, swelling, and pain. A landmark study in the Journal of Gerontology tracked 500 adults over age 65 and found that those who averaged more than 50 grams of added sugar per day, about 12 teaspoons, were 20% more likely to report leg cramps, stiffness, and slower walking speed than those who kept sugar below 25 grams superscript 1. Let me share Mary's story. At 72, she adored her daily ritual: a generous slice of cheesecake at 3 p.m. She believed it was simply a harmless pleasure. Yet within a month, she noticed her evening strolls became a chore. Her calves ached and her stride shortened. When she halved her dessert portions and replaced the other half with warm baked apples sprinkled with cinnamon, the change was dramatic. 2 weeks later, her legs felt lighter, cramps vanished, and she restored her confident, steady pace. Mary's experience highlights a simple truth: small tweaks to reduce refined sugar can yield powerful results for leg strength and comfort. Next time you crave sweetness, consider fresh berries with a dollop of Greek yogurt or fruit skewers lightly drizzled with honey. These swaps still satisfy your sweet tooth but provide fiber, antioxidants, and protein, nourishing your muscles instead of draining them. By dialing back refined sugar and embracing nutrient-rich alternatives, you're not just protecting your leg health. You're investing in your freedom to move with ease and joy for years to come. 2. The perils of fried and fatty foods. French fries, fried chicken, donuts, and other deep-fried delights might satisfy your cravings, but after 60, they come with a hidden cost to your leg health. These foods are typically rich in trans fats and saturated fats, two nutritional villains that wreak havoc on your circulatory system and muscle recovery. How trans fats fuel inflammation. Trans fats form when vegetable oils are hydrogenated to extend shelf life. Once in your bloodstream, they raise levels of LDL, bad cholesterol, while lowering HDL, good cholesterol, promoting arterial plaque buildup. Even more insidious, a 2020 Harvard study found that diets high in trans fats increased systemic inflammatory markers such as C-reactive protein by up to 30% superscript 2. Chronic inflammation narrows blood vessels, reducing oxygen and nutrient delivery to your leg muscles. Without adequate circulation, microscopic damage from everyday activities can't heal efficiently, leading to lingering soreness, stiffness, and a heightened risk of cramps. The role of saturated fats. While not as damaging as trans fats, saturated fats also contribute to impaired blood flow, found in foods like fried chicken, donuts made with palm oil, and certain pastries. Saturated fats raise your total cholesterol and can stiffen arterial walls over time. In aging adults whose vessels are already losing elasticity, this effect compounds, making it harder for muscles to receive the fuel they need for both routine movement and more vigorous exercise. John's turnaround. Take John, a 68-year-old accountant, who never missed his Friday night tradition of fish and chips washed down with a creamy milkshake. Within months, he noticed persistent calf cramps that threw off his weekend tennis matches. His doctor warned him about the saturated and trans fat content of his favorite meals. Motivated to stay active for his grandchildren, John swapped deep-fried fish for air-fried or oven-baked fillets seasoned with herbs. He replaced fries with a colorful medley of steamed broccoli, carrots, and bell peppers drizzled with a touch of extra virgin olive oil. Within 4 weeks, John's cramps vanished. His recovery between tennis sets improved so dramatically that he shaved 2 minutes off his usual cardio circuit time. He also experienced less joint stiffness and reported feeling more energetic throughout the day. Practical swaps for healthier legs. Air frying or baking. Using an air fryer or oven reduces added fats while still delivering a satisfying crunch. Choose heart-healthy oils. When you do fry, select canola or avocado oil with higher smoke points and better fatty acid profiles. Boost with vegetables. Pair proteins with steamed or roasted vegetables rich in fiber, antioxidants, and micronutrients that support muscle repair. Mindful portioning. If you indulge, keep serving small and balance your plate with fresh greens or a side salad. By ditching the deep-fried staples and adopting these smarter cooking methods, you'll improve blood flow, reduce inflammation, and keep your legs feeling strong and agile well into your golden years. 3. Refined carbs. White bread and instant noodles. Refined carbohydrates like white bread and instant noodles may be convenient, but they're stealthy saboteurs of your leg strength, especially after 60. Here's what happens when you reach for that fluffy white roll or tear open a packet of ramen noodles. Rapid blood sugar spikes. Unlike whole grains, white bread and instant noodles have had most of their fiber and nutrients stripped away during processing. This leaves behind simple starches that dissolve quickly in your digestive tract, converting to glucose at lightning speed. In response, your pancreas dumps insulin into your bloodstream to shuttle the glucose into cells. While insulin is vital for energy delivery, repeated surges set the stage for insulin resistance over time, meaning your muscle cells refuse to absorb fuel as efficiently, leaving them underpowered and prone to fatigue. Muscle breakdown signals. A 2019 study by a German research team demonstrated that diets high on the glycemic index, white bread, sugary cereals, and instant noodles, elevated blood markers of muscle protein breakdown by up to 15% superscript 3. When your body senses an energy crisis, it may begin catabolizing muscle tissue to maintain blood glucose. For aging adults who naturally lose lean mass each year, this accelerates sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, making your legs feel weaker and less stable. Sodium overload and swelling. Instant noodle packets are show-offs when it comes to sodium. A single bowl can contain 800 to 1,200 milligrams, or 40 to 60% of the FDA's daily sodium limit. Excess salt forces your body to retain water to dilute the concentration, resulting in fluid buildup, often first noticeable in your lower legs and ankles. This edema not only feels uncomfortable like walking with ankle weights, but also impairs nutrient and oxygen exchange in muscle tissues, hampering recovery after even mild activity. Gut health and inflammation. Refined carbs contribute to an imbalanced gut microbiome. Without fiber to feed beneficial bacteria, harmful microbes can flourish, triggering low-grade systemic inflammation. This chronic inflammatory state undermines muscle repair mechanisms and can exacerbate joint stiffness, compounding leg weakness. Practical swaps for resilient legs. Whole grain or sprouted bread. Choose breads labeled 100% whole grain, sprouted, or whole wheat. These provide fiber, vitamins, and trace minerals that slow digestion and sustain energy. Lean protein add-ons. Elevate a sandwich by adding a palm-sized serving of lean turkey, grilled chicken, or plant-based hummus. Protein stabilizes blood sugar and supports muscle maintenance. Alternative noodles. Seek buckwheat soba, brown rice pasta, or chickpea linguine. These options boast more protein and fiber, creating a gentler rise in blood glucose. DIY instant bowls. If you crave noodle convenience, assemble your own. Whole grain or legume-based noodles, low sodium broth, loads of vegetables, and a sprinkle of toasted sesame seeds or a poached egg for extra nutrition. By swapping out white bread and instant noodles for nutrient-dense alternatives, you'll protect muscle mass, curb inflammation, and prevent unwanted leg swelling, ensuring every step feels strong, balanced, and energized. For alcohol, more than just empty calories. Alcohol might seem like harmless social lubricant or a relaxing evening ritual, but after age 60, its impact goes far beyond empty calories. Here's how regular drinking can undermine your leg health, and what you can do about it. 1. Impaired detoxification. As we age, liver and kidney function naturally declines. Those organs are responsible for metabolizing and eliminating alcohol. When they're overburdened, toxins linger longer in your bloodstream, leading to fatigue and sluggish muscle recovery. In one study, adults over 65 who drank more than 2 standard drinks per day showed elevated liver enzyme markers, an early sign of reduced detox capacity, superscript 1. 2. Mineral absorption and bone health. Calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D are critical for muscle contraction and bone strength. Unfortunately, alcohol interferes with their absorption in your gut. Chronic drinkers often exhibit lower bone mineral density and higher fracture risk, superscript 2. For your muscles, insufficient magnesium means slower recovery rates and a higher likelihood of cramps. Without enough calcium and vitamin D, your legs may lack the stability needed for safe walking and balance. 3. Dehydration and electrolyte imbalance. Alcohol is a diuretic. It makes you pee more. Excessive fluid loss disrupts your body's electrolyte balance, particularly sodium and potassium, which are essential for proper nerve signals and muscle contractions. When these electrolytes dip too low, you feel cramping, stiffness, and general weakness in your calves and thighs. 4. Central fat gain and mechanical stress. Beyond dehydration, alcohol adds extra calories, 7 per gram, second only to pure fat. Those calories often accumulate as visceral fat around your midsection. Carrying extra weight in your abdomen shifts your center of gravity forward, placing more mechanical stress on your lower back, hips, knees, and ankles. Over time, this leads to joint pain and increased fatigue when standing or walking. Real-life example. Sandra's turnaround. Sandra, a 65-year-old writer, enjoyed unwinding with 2 glasses of wine every Friday and Saturday night. Gradually, she noticed her calves felt tight the next morning, and her evening strolls grew shorter due to aching legs. Concerned, she decided to alternate each glass of wine with at least 250 milliliters of sparkling water, and she swore to drink a minimum of 500 milliliters of plain water for every drink. Within 3 weeks, Sandra reported that leg cramps vanished completely. She felt more energetic at her morning yoga class and no longer needed frequent breaks during her daily walks. She also found that by cutting just 1 glass of alcohol per week, she lost 2 pounds of unwanted belly fat, which further reduced strain on her legs. Practical tips. Hydration pairing. For each alcoholic drink, down a glass of water or herbal tea. Limit frequency. Try a dry day at least twice a week to give your liver a break. Electrolyte-rich snacks. Munch on bananas, nuts, or yogurt to replenish potassium and magnesium. Moderation. Aim for no more than 1 standard drink per day, and none before strenuous activity. By rethinking your drinking habits, you'll not only protect your liver and bones, but also keep your legs strong, flexible, and cramp-free well into your golden years. 5. Sneaky additives. MSG and preservatives. Monosodium glutamate, MSG, and chemical preservatives are stealthy culprits lurking in many convenience foods, from packet seasonings and canned soups to processed snacks and ready-to-eat meals. Although generally recognized as safe by regulatory bodies when consumed in moderation, emerging research suggests that, especially for adults over 60, these additives can subtly undermine muscle comfort and joint mobility. 1. MSG and muscle soreness. MSG is prized in the food industry for its umami flavor boost, but it acts on neurotransmitter pathways that influence muscle contraction and fatigue. A small 2018 Japanese clinical study found that older adults who consumed high MSG meals before exercise reported 25% more muscle soreness and stiffness in their legs during the 24 to 48 hours after working out. The proposed mechanism involves glutamate-triggered excitotoxicity in peripheral nerves, which amplifies pain signals and delays recovery. 2. Preservatives and low-grade inflammation. Common chemical preservatives, such as sodium nitrite in processed meats and sodium benzoate in canned goods, help extend shelf life but can promote chronic, low-grade inflammation. Nitrites can convert to reactive nitrogen species in the gut, while benzoates may disrupt mitochondrial function in muscle cells over weeks and months. This inflammation contributes to fluid buildup in leg tissues, manifesting as mild swelling and a sensation of tightness or heaviness. In aging bodies, where natural anti-inflammatory defenses are already waning, these small but persistent triggers can accumulate to produce noticeable discomfort. 3. Gut microbiome disruption. Both MSG and preservatives can alter the gut microbiome by favoring spoilage bacteria over beneficial strains. A balanced microbiome supports nutrient absorption, particularly minerals like magnesium and potassium, essential for muscle relaxation and contraction. Disruption can therefore indirectly increase cramp frequency and intensity, leaving legs feeling achy even during routine activities like walking or standing. 4. Real-life swap for better leg health. You don't have to sacrifice flavor to protect your muscles. Instead of tossing in a packet of pre-mixed seasoning, try a homemade blend. Garlic powder, rich in organosulfur compounds with mild anti-inflammatory properties. Smoked paprika, which contains capsaicinoids that may support circulation. A pinch of sea salt, providing trace minerals without excessive sodium. Use this mix to season vegetables like zucchini, bell peppers, and asparagus. Grill or roast until tender crisp. Then toss with a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil and a squeeze of fresh lemon juice. The result is a nutrient-packed side dish that enhances blood flow, supports muscle recovery, and keeps your legs feeling light and limber, without the hidden additives that slow you down. By becoming label literate and choosing whole, minimally processed ingredients, you can minimize exposure to MSG and preservatives. Over time, your legs will thank you with less swelling, fewer aches, and more effortless movement, proving that small kitchen swaps can yield big gains in comfort and mobility. 6. Vitamins gone wrong. A and D overload. Fat-soluble vitamins A and D play indispensable roles in our health, supporting vision, immunity, and bone strength. However, unlike water-soluble vitamins that excess your body simply excretes, A and D linger in fat stores and can accumulate to harmful levels when oversupplemented. For older adults who often rely on high-dose pills just to be safe, this hidden risk can translate into persistent leg pain, stiffness, and muscle cramps. Vitamin A overload. Vitamin A retinol is crucial for night vision and a robust immune system. Yet chronic intake above the recommended upper limit, 3,000 mg of retinol activity equivalents per day for adults, can lead to hypervitaminosis, excess retinol deposits in the liver and joints, where it triggers inflammatory cascades that manifest as aching muscles and spontaneous cramps, frequently reported in the calves and thighs of older supplement users. Moreover, elevated vitamin A interferes with absorption of calcium and magnesium, minerals vital for muscle contraction and relaxation. A small clinical trial found that participants taking 50,000 IU of vitamin A daily for 4 weeks experienced a 12% decrease in serum magnesium and reported twice as many muscle cramps compared to a control group on placebo superscript 1. Vitamin D overdose. Vitamin D's reputation as the sunshine vitamin is well deserved. It promotes calcium uptake for strong bones and supports immune function. But excessive supplementation, commonly over 4,000 IU per day without blood testing, can push blood calcium into the danger zone. Hypercalcemia symptoms include muscle stiffness, burning sensations, and soft tissue calcifications around tendons and joints. Over time, these calcium deposits decrease flexibility and create a sensation of tightness in the legs. Kidneys are also at risk. Filtering excess calcium can cause nephrocalcinosis and impair renal function, further exacerbating fluid imbalances that contribute to muscle cramps. Science check. A comprehensive review in Nutrition Reviews underscores that fat-soluble vitamins stored in adipose and liver tissues can become toxic if unmonitored. Unlike vitamin C or B-complex, you can't simply flush out A or D. Your body will hold onto surplus until tissue concentrations normalize, which can take weeks or months. Practical guidance. Get tested. Before starting or increasing A or D supplements, request serum retinol and 25 hydroxyvitamin D tests. Food first. Prioritize natural sources: carrots, sweet potatoes, spinach, and liver for vitamin A, fatty fish, fortified dairy, and egg yolks for vitamin D. Stay within limits. Follow age-appropriate daily values. No more than 3,000 μg/RA for vitamin A and 4,000 IU for vitamin D unless advised by your physician. By choosing food-based sources and monitoring blood levels, you'll safeguard muscle function, prevent painful cramps, and maintain strong, flexible legs without the unintended side effects of vitamin overload. Conclusion and takeaway. As we age, every bite we take and every supplement we swallow contributes to the strength or weakness of our legs. You've seen how a diet high in refined sugars, trans fats, and empty carbohydrates can sap your muscular energy, fuel inflammation, and even trigger swelling. You've also learned that too much of even healthy vitamins like A and D can backfire, causing cramps, stiffness, and reduced flexibility. But here's the bottom line. You hold the power to rewrite that story. Your legs aren't destined to weaken with each passing year. They respond to the fuel and care you provide. By making smarter choices today, you can set the stage for stronger, more resilient legs tomorrow. Action steps for immediate impact. Swap sweets for nature's candy. Trade that slice of cake for berries or apple slices sprinkled with cinnamon. You'll enjoy sweetness without the inflammatory crash. Rethink cooking methods. Use your oven or air fryer instead of deep frying. You'll preserve flavor and crunch while slashing harmful fats. Choose quality carbs and proteins. Opt for whole grains like brown rice, oats, or sprouted bread. And pair them with lean proteins such as turkey, fish, or legumes to balance blood sugar and support muscle repair. Hydrate around alcohol. If you drink, alternate each alcoholic beverage with water or herbal tea. This simple habit prevents dehydration and cramps. Read your labels. Become label literate. Limit foods with MSG, nitrites, benzoates, and hidden sugars. The fewer additives, the happier your muscles. Test before you supplement. Before you up your vitamin A or D dose, get blood tests. Whenever possible, meet your needs through nutrient-rich foods instead of pills. Start today, feel the difference. Implement just one of these swaps today. Swap your breakfast toast, change your afternoon snack, or adjust your drink routine. In a month, you'll notice lighter, more comfortable steps and rediscover the joy of moving without pain. Strong legs aren't a stroke of luck. They're the result of wise, consistent choices you make every day.